What's up, YouTube? Happy Halloween. My name is Liam. Today is October 31st, 2025, otherwise known as Halloween. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about late-stage Keynesianism. Now, this is a term that I have coined. And I wanted to do this as a little bit of a pushback to the term late-stage capitalism, or the figure of speech, whatever you want to say. So what's late-stage capitalism? Well, it's a subreddit on the website Reddit. And it's basically based along this idea that we're living in late-stage capitalism, right? Really, in my opinion, what it is, it's a pipeline to turn Bernie bros into full-on Marxists. But nonetheless, late-stage capitalism, it bugs me so much because it is a good meme. It is a very mimetic thing. And it works well, and like I said, it turns a lot of people who are maybe just kind of left-leaning, they support Bernie Sanders, they want socialized healthcare, basically turns them into full-on radical Marxists, and they start hating landlords and wanting to kill the CEOs of healthcare companies, right? But this video isn't about late-stage capitalism, it's about late-stage Keynesianism. So I was inspired to make this video by this post that I saw on Substack. I'll put it up on the screen right now, and you can read through these myths and facts about SNAP benefits. But in particular, I want you to pay attention to the second one there, right? Because this perfectly encompasses what I'm talking about, late-stage Keynesianism. Now, personally, I would question all of the facts there on the right-hand side of this little infographic. I really don't believe any of those, but especially the second one. What an asinine statement. What an absolute blatant lie. And this is the ghost of Keynesianism. We're still dealing with Keynesianism. People really still think in the year of our Lord, 2025, that the government spending money increases economic activity. And we see it everywhere. I mean, in the AI bubble, in frickin' the CHIPS bill, in the ironically named Inflation Reduction Act. All of these things, they're Keynesianism still having its hold. John Maynard Keynes, he still has his hold on us, on the American economy, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So I was also inspired by this clip of Hans Hermann Hoppe. I'll play it right now.
Important in these replies to people like Krugman that we don't get involved in technical details but ask them questions almost like a child. Explain to me how the increase in paper pieces can possibly make a society richer. If that were the case, explain to me why is there still poverty in the world? Isn't every central bank in the world capable of printing as much paper as they want? And do you then think the society, the world as a whole would be richer? I'm sure the guy cannot answer this type of question. Nobody can answer this type of question.
And I think this is just a great point. This is how we need to counter this kind of thought. You need to say to people, how does robbing the productive members of society through taxation and giving that money to people who either are unwilling or unable to work for food benefit our economy? How does robbing someone through taxation and giving the money to someone else increase economic activity? Just ask them. If I go rob someone and I give the money to someone to go buy food, how has that increased economic activity? Well, the truth is that it hasn't. Keynesianism is a fallacy, it's blatantly wrong, and this idea that every dollar in SNAP benefits causes $1.37 in economic activity, it is absolutely asinine, and you need to challenge these ideas when people parrot this kind of BS. You need to absolutely get frustrated and say, no, that is not true. How does robbing someone and giving the money to another person who is not productive increase economic activity? Well, the truth is that it does not. Taxation is theft. Government spending is inherently parasitical. Government employees are parasites. And any society with too many parasites, eventually the parasites outnumber the producers and they kill the host. SNAP benefits are not good for economic activity. $1 spent on SNAP does not create more than $1 of economic activity. As a matter of fact, it subtracts from total economic activity. And at the end of the day, any government program is funded through taxation, which is inherently theft, and theft is wrong, and you should be against theft. You should be against government spending of all types, and we need to start getting passionate about this. You know, I mean, I'll put it up on the screen again. This infographic is just pure propaganda. Anyone who thinks that government spending increases economic activity, quite frankly, is an idiot, and they should be called out for being an idiot and espousing their idiot views. So anyway, happy Halloween. Stay safe out there today, folks. And thanks for watching my video. Late stage Keynesianism. I've had enough of it.